So we have breaking news today, finally something worth reporting on and making a video about. We have a new camera coming out from Sony, the Sony A7S III. Oh, we're still waiting on the A7S III? Oh, okay. The A7R Mark IV. You didn't expect that one. So there were reports months ago, if not a year ago, of Nikon coming out with some kind of 61 megapixel sensor or something. But as a lot of you guys may or may not know, Sony makes a lot of the sensors that are in Nikon's cameras. Nikon does a great bit of their own work too, as well as some other stuff. It turns out that this A7R Mark IV will house the world's first ever full frame 61 megapixel sensor, the one that was rumored about a while ago. So to start off, it is a $3,500 camera, but for $1,000 less, you can actually look into the A7R Mark III. Now, what is the difference between the R and the S line? Real quick, R was more for your resolution. The A7S, the A7R II and III were 42 megapixels. The S line mainly focuses on your video. With that being said, we have a 61 megapixel camera right here, full frame, 26.2 if you want to shoot it in crop. So you're still getting what's on average for a lot of cameras, even in your simple crop mode. So you're going to have optimal sharpness all the way around, and especially dead center of your image. Besides that, I don't see a ton difference in regards to the 4 to the 3, in my opinion. You know, it is great if you want to get the $1,000 less, save a little bit, grab that compared to this. But I will say pretty much two other huge things, I'll mention a couple of the other small stuff, do pop out. And it is the increased customization that they chose to do with the now Mark IV. You have more options and everything from top to bottom. And once again, their improved autofocusing system, which they came out for, especially for like the eye, face, animal, all that kind of tracking, that enhanced AF, that they did with the Sony A6400 that has thus been released in a couple firmware updates for other cameras as well. This is now in the Mark IV. So increase in basically autofocusing points, coverage, all that kind of stuff. You're getting in this $3,500 61 megapixel beast. And just to kind of finish a quick points, just to wrap up thoughts and everything, because there isn't a ton to cover with this camera in my opinion. It's really just for the resolution. Same 15 stops with dynamic range. Sony's very, very good in regards to their dynamic range, just like Fuji is. 10 frames per second on continuous burst, so you're able to shoot basically fast. You're going to get 5.5 stops from the 5-axis in-body stabilization that has been in these cameras as well, and that should be kind of standard in the camera community, but Sony does it very well to include it. They have improved their face and eye detect as well, but live time and everything, so that you're able to see exactly what you're doing, especially for their 4K video. Nothing special video-wise, in my opinion, for this roundabout. We're still waiting on that A7S III. But you got your 4K video in this as well, so you can still use that and you're good to go. Dual UHS 2 card slots. You still have your dual card slots, so there's no drama there. Sony's claim is that this is another milestone. That's their tagline for this camera. And to an extent, I do agree. It's $3,500. It's a little pricey. Maybe a $3,000 camera, but once again, you're paying for the highest resolution that's kind of out there in the full frame line if you don't want to get into the medium format and stuff like that. 61 megapixels is very spicy. It's a whole enchilada right there. So if you're into that, if you need that resolution, I don't know what you're shooting that needs it per se, but it is now an option for you. The Sony A7R Mark IV. I think if you need it, it's a good buy in my opinion, but if you need to save a couple bucks, definitely check out the A7R Mark III as well. It's like $2,500 right now instead of $3,500, and you're getting a lot of the same stuff that's in there, just 42 megapixels instead of 61. But it is great to see Sony still progressing, and I don't care about the megapixels really at all. For that matter, but I do like the improved autofocusing and the concentration on the autofocusing and improving that and really getting that up to industry standard, if not almost a high up there as well. Sony's doing an amazing job at that, as well as maintaining whatever they're doing. But we're still waiting on the Sony A7S Mark III. We're like 2 or 3 years waiting now. Let's get that one soon. But we have the unexpected A7R Mark IV. Let me know your thoughts down below. It's okay. $3,500, 61 megapixels. Let me know your thoughts. Be interested to see if it's something you would even upgrade to from the 3. From the 3 to the 4. I don't know. The 42 to 61 isn't a big difference to me. Just because it's too much. I like 24 20, fine. I was even fine with the Nikon D700 with like 12. So yeah, Sony A7R Mark IV.